I'd love to hear your favorite opening day memories. And I'm sure your mind will probably jump to 2009 when you opened up Founders Park and Darius Rucker. But obviously, again, I'm sure as a true freshman getting out there, you're wearing the Carolina uniform. And, with opening day, just talk about some of your favorite opening day memories, the jitters, the adrenaline. We all, even as fans, you get it, but certainly as players, like you get that. You get that feeling, man. You have the butterflies. Like you can do it 100. You listen to these big leaguers. They do it year after year. There's nothing like opening day. There's just nothing like opening day.
Yeah, it's a 1 in a million experience. Like you said, Darius Rucker. I mean, who can top that, bro? You're literally listening to a person that you grew up loving his music and him being a huge Gamecock fan. Honestly, I watched that clip and I try to find myself because I try to see, like, what were you doing while he was singing, right? I literally had my head down and I was just vibing with his voice. I didn't even lift my head up. Like, I was just like hearing his voice, and it was unbelievable. But yes, freshman year, that was awesome, man, because you're brand new, you did the work. You're running out there with legends, to Gamecock sports, and with a packed Sarge Fry, which there's nothing like Sarge Fry. I mean, you can have Carolina Stadium, but there's nothing like Sarge Fry. The vibe, the noise, the ballpark feel, So I think running out on opening day is the best feeling ever, because you're running out to a position that you earned, to a position that you sweat for, that you rightfully have. It's a feeling like no other, that you're one of a short list of a lot of athletes in this nation that want to come to this school and play baseball. You're on a 9-person list, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's special to feel that you're one of 9 that get to run on that field and put on that uniform and play for this school, for the people who did it before, for the people who's going to come after you. It's a feeling that you should not take for granted. You should live in the moment 100%, because it goes by faster than you can even blink an eye. And the times will be over and you'll be talking about it like you and I. But there's no feeling like that. If I could say anything to the players that may be listening, I would say, do not take granted of this moment. This moment is special. You've earned it. You are on a short list of a lot of people that wish to be in your position. So take advantage of it. Play with dignity. Hustle. Play hard. Give everything back to the sport, and just give your best. And that's all we can ask for our teams.
For sure. That's well said, Drew. Very well said. Great perspective.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like you're a Sarge guy over Founders Park guy, which if you are, that's fine. Because it's so funny. I remember when they had the plans to, they're like, we're going to get a new baseball stadium. I remember thinking as a fan, I was like, why? Like, the Sarge is great. It truly had the feel of like, this is a true. And I think what you more so saw, and you've seen it across the SEC. I mean, Florida finally got a new stadium. We know Alex Box and LSU. The dude at Mississippi State is absurd. But the Sarge was like one of the last true college baseball stadiums. Like, now it's, you walk into Founders Park, that's a minor league park. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love Founders Park. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a great facility. Obviously, you played there. I mean, it's, I remember thinking, why are we getting a new ballpark? And then you saw Founders Park and you're like, okay, now I get it. This is ridiculous. But, man, Sarge Fry, like you said, it really did have that feel of like, this is a true college baseball field.
It was, Sarge Fry. And when I was coming up in high school, I remember a specific time. And when you said we were going to talk today, I remember thinking back when I was a senior in high school. And I was in a McDonald's in Florida. And we were traveling AAU, just playing. And I remember specifically ordering food at a McDonald's. And back in the day, McDonald's, they had, I don't know if it was back then, I don't know if they do now, I don't really eat there, but they have TVs, right? So I turn around and I'm seeing South Carolina playing the Super Regional. And I remember looking, and I'm like thinking, I didn't really follow South Carolina, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking, if they're playing right now, that something's got to be good about them, right? So, and I remember looking at like the Sarge Fry Field and just being like, wow, how special would it be to play there? You know what I mean? So I think that having that and then transitioning into actual Sarge Fry playing, I think it made it more than a bigger than life experience. But you're correct in one thing. It was like the old Yankee Stadium, right? When they built the new one, kind of people were like, why? You know, this is where the legends were built. You know, that's the same feeling I feel like the older players had. Yeah, it would have been nice to have some nicer, locker rooms and showers. Those were a little bit old, but just the feeling, man, of Sarge Fry, the field, the smell, the teriyaki on a stick. I mean, you know what I mean? Like they were so close to the field. You know what I mean? Like it felt like now the stadium at Carolina Stadium, which I love, it's a beautiful field, right. But it's more, if you can picture this, it's more of a gradual descent as far as stands. At Sarge Fry, it felt like it was like straight up. You know what I mean? So it felt like the fans were on top of you. You know what I mean? So when you're in the batter's box, the noise level was different because it was coming from down to in. So it felt like you were like in the lion's den, the roar of the crowd. I mean, it was a special time, man.
Yeah. I was actually watching a replay of the 2005 South Carolina Clemson game. They were like showing the crowd. I know you remember like the walkways that would go down. It's like packed with people.
Oh,
I mean, just insane. It's like, how did they fit that many people?
Nuts. They had people literally sitting in the softball stands, because you remember the softball field was behind Sarge Fry.
Right.
So if you couldn't get into the game, you literally could go in the softball stands, sit on those high risers, and watch from the outfield. It was a good seat. And then they had people watching from the roost, where we stayed as freshmen. Yeah. Oh, it was insane, man. It was. Man, what special times, honestly. What I look back at now, it's just what special times. I'm so blessed to be able to experience it. A lot of people wish they could. Very blessed to be in the position to be one of those 9, like I said, and just thank God, man, that I was given the ability to do it and play there. It was a very special time in my life.
For sure. Well, Drew, I'm going to get you out of here. 2 more questions. First one is this. I've had pitchers on before, and I've asked them what's the best pitch in baseball. I'll ask you this question, though, from the hitter side of things. You get one pitch. What's like for Drew Crisp, what is like your favorite pitch to hit? Like from a lefty, righty, fastball, change. Like what is like you have one pitch, like what is the pitch? If you could craft your own pitch, like the one that is like the juiciest, best pitch for you during your playing days.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but I used to love left-handed changeups. I know they don't really throw them now because it's kind of a no-no to throw a left-handed changeup, especially to a righty.
Right.
Oh my God, I loved them. It felt like they were just floating there. I love left-handed changeups, but obviously, I'd love a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, bell high.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah, good point. And then last question, Drew, before I get you out here, just favorite memory from your time at Carolina. Again, there's so many, whether it be funny Ray Tanner story or times in the locker room with the guys or the buses or, some of the victories you guys had, or again, if you had to like, what's like one of the first couple of memories that jumps out to you during your time at Carolina?
Obviously the 5 home runs in a row.
Yeah.
That's something that stuck. The Virginia regional was really big for us because that was my freshman year as well. Because we were on the road. We were given a 3 seed, I think. Like they didn't really believe in us. They thought we were going to get smoked by Virginia. We came in there and just raked. So that was a amazing accomplishment for us, being on the road and a volatile. I mean, that place was packed.
Right.
And then going to Georgia and doing that the first game, those were special memories. Obviously the Clemson Carolina games, every one of them, you always have the heart racing and the blood pounding and those were good. And then obviously, if I can think, Reese's walk-off home run against Tennessee.
I almost forgot about that one. Yeah. To get into Hoover, right? To get into the SEC tournament.
Yes, sir. To get into the tournament. Honestly, going to Chapel Hill was a big thing because I grew up a big Chapel Hill basketball fan. So actually going time and seeing all that stuff was pretty cool for me to experience it. Not getting beat, but that was an awesome experience, and just so many more, man. I mean, honestly, I could go on and on and on and on about the times, but yeah, man, those. Thank you so much for having me on. It's so good talking